Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So for this video, I'm going to talk about that debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. As everybody has already said, that debate was a disaster for Joe Biden. Joe Biden was stuttering. He was, having difficulty articulating himself. And there were some moments where this man completely lost his train of thought. He completely forgot the point that he was making. And so he came across very weak. He didn't reply to Donald Trump the way he should have. He really should have hammered Donald Trump on some key points, but he came across weak. Even though he's strong on the issues, he was weak during that debate. He could have hammered Donald Trump in so many ways. He could have hammered him, even harder on the issue of race. They talked about the issue of race during that debate. And I must say that discussion was very shallow. They focused primarily on funding for HBCUs when there are so many very important issues impacting the Black community that could have been discussed during that debate. Joe Biden could have raised the strong points about, the erosion of voting rights. He could have raised points about, the right-wing Supreme Court. Many of the justices that Donald Trump appointed are the ones that have voted against voting rights. They're the ones that voted to end affirmative action. He could have brought home those points during that discussion. He could have brought home, the point about, police reform. Something that Donald Trump did not take seriously during his administration. He could have brought home the point about, all the racist things Donald Trump has said and done. But instead, he just didn't stand up to the moment. He didn't seize that moment to go in on Donald Trump the way he should have. And he should have talked more about what he is actually doing that is of benefit to the Black community. He talked about some things, but there was far more that could have been said. And, the thing about this whole debate, Donald Trump lied on so many occasions throughout that debate, as many people have documented. There are all kinds of fact checkers, that's disproving everything, a lot of the things Donald Trump was saying. But the thing is, when you come across as confident and assertive, people are going to believe you just because of your disposition, just because of your attitude and your confidence. And, that's why a lot of people, a lot of these Trump followers are supporting him. They think he's strong. And I think that for some people that are in the middle, that performance may hurt Joe Biden. And that's a shame. Because, the truth of the matter is, we cannot afford to have Trump in the White House. This man is, against civil rights. The justices that he has appointed have ruled in a way that's detrimental to civil rights. This man is a threat to democracy. I'm very concerned about the outcome of this election. And you all know, I've done videos where I've talked about this issue of Palestine and, the situation in Gaza. I've expressed my outrage towards the Biden administration for aiding and abetting Israel in its genocide against the Palestinian people. But the sad reality is, if Donald Trump is elected, it's going to be far worse, because Donald Trump said during that debate that they should have gone further, that the Israelis should be, encouraged to continue until they wipe out Hamas. He was, strongly against, just by his words, any kind of ceasefire. So, this is a disaster, and given Joe Biden's poor performance last night. There was some talk of some elected officials were saying that, that he needs to get out of the race and that he should let somebody else seek the nomination for the party. And I'm not sure how that will work at this late stage in the game. And I don't know if that would benefit the Democrats at this point. It will make the Democrats look weak. And who knows whether or not somebody else would poll better than Joe Biden. I mean, right now it's neck and neck, despite the fact that Donald Trump has been convicted of like 34 felonies. And, that was mentioned during the debate, but that should have been hammered home over and over again. While he was questioning Joe Biden and all this kind of stuff, questioning his integrity, Joe Biden really could have went harder on Donald Trump. Donald Trump was bringing up Joe Biden's son being convicted and all that kind of stuff. Man, I'm really disturbed by this whole thing, man. I'm really disturbed about like where this country is going, man. Because if Donald Trump gets 4 years in that White House, if we think things are bad now, things will be far worse when he's able to appoint more and more justices on the Supreme Court and more judges on the federal bench. We are witnessing like basically what happened right after Reconstruction, where, African Americans had gained certain rights and all of that was reversed practically overnight. And it's like the gains that we have experienced are being eroded by these courts. They're attacking diversity, equity, and inclusion. They're, trying to limit what our children are able to learn about their history. It's an all-out attack on Black people right now. And it's going to get worse if Donald Trump is elected. So, I'm really disturbed by, how that debate went. And it's like, it just raises questions. Like if Joe Biden is, suffering from some elements of dementia, and we don't know if that's the case, but if that's the case, how can he be trusted to lead the nation? So, man, I'm just really troubled, man. Tell me what y'all thought about that debate. Peace.